I didn't really start off wanting to do photography or filmmaking. I've always liked doing everything I can. I try to learn constantly, and I really call myself a jack of all trades because I like to learn how to do different things. And growing up with not the most financially stable family, you had to really learn how to do things and figure out how to get stuff you wanted yourself. So there's a lot of things that I had to make instead of buying it, and the only choice was to learn how to make things or learn how to work with my hands. Same thing came with cars and any equipment that I had. I had to figure out how to fix it on my own. I was really into music in high school, and I felt like that was going to be my career path. I really wanted to be a classical musician. I had dabbled in photography, but I wasn't really serious about it until after I graduated. A friend of mine got me into parkour when we were in high school, and we decided that we wanted to start teaching other people this sport that we had discovered. And that kind of led us to, myself, okay, we need to take photos of us doing stuff. And we need to make a web page, and we need to start a YouTube channel and do some YouTube content. And from there it went and it grew. And that's kind of what got me into photography in the first place, was wanting to showcase this sport that most people didn't know what it was. They had no understanding of what it does or how to do it. But we felt it was really important that people learn this because it was pretty much free. You needed a pair of sneakers and the drive to want to increase and get better. And that's what I loved about it, was that anyone could do it and you could just start. Fast forward a couple years later, I had gotten into board sports, longboarding, wakeboarding. I had been a Pro-Am starter for a wakeboarding team sponsored by O'Neill and Red Bull. And I got to see that aspect of it. And then Red Bull had already picked up the parkour scene as well with Art of Motion. And I got to see the creative side of what you can do with photography and film around these action sports. And that really drove me to want to get into that space. So I started filming and doing more photography of action sports. My friends doing parkour, longboarding, doing longboarding stuff, and everything in between from there. But I had been using a film camera, and I would go through 4 or 5 rolls of films on a shoot, take them to the CVS, get them processed onto a CD, and then take them home and start editing them in Lightroom from there. And I did that for a year with clients. But when I got into school, I got to actually step into a dark room and learn the process. And I really fell in love with that process. So much so that I actually created my own patented process to restore old photographs and be able to reprint them onto archival paper. And basically mixing both digital and traditional photography together. With that in mind, I plan on taking my videography in the same space. I want to be doing lifestyle features, things like this where you sit down and you actually get to talk to somebody about what got them into the thing that they love and what makes them passionate about it, as well as showing off what they're good at and their talent within that thing. So whether it's skateboarding or painting, I can be able to tell that story that I was telling with photographs, but in a more dynamic way that gives you a more in-depth look at the person that you're seeing in that imagery.